Alright, so there's another message to my potential disciples of this art. I just want to mention that, reiterate that whatever I expect from the people I teach, from the disciples, I will never expect anything that I can't do myself. Alright, I'm using myself, my training, my body, my mind, my way of life as an experimentation to see, how far basically you could reach towards like perfecting, the physical, the mental, spiritual, basically trying to be, I guess, almost as perfect as you can be. In regards to training, the fitness, for example, if I wouldn't be able to do something, like a certain amount of push-ups in a minute, then I would never expect people to do that, Same with any exercise, no matter if it's pull-ups, bench press, or whatever, okay? So, what I'm saying is that as an instructor, it's my responsibility to maintain, the level that I've reached and either maintain or at least go above, okay? I shouldn't allow myself to, I shouldn't just give up and let myself go. If that was the case, I wouldn't even be an instructor, okay? Say, for example, I let myself go and I'm no longer in shape, I'm unfit, I can't even do a push-up, can't even do a pull-up. I would not be an instructor. I would rather focus my energies on developing myself in order so that I can get to a certain level so then I can instruct. Alright, that's the way that I always view it. Alright, and if I at some point just don't meet up to my own standards, then I would give up instructing. Alright, and I think that the best way to lead people is by example. I don't believe, you can know something. A lot of people say that they know things, people know it all, people, whatever. Alright, but there's a difference between knowing and actually doing and applying. Okay? I could teach a bunch of people, thousands of people, how to fight. But there's a difference between knowing it and actually applying it and working hard towards making it work. Okay? And that's how I've always believed it. Alright? That I lose respect for the people who reached a high level at some point in their career or lifetime, and then they just let themselves go, and then they're just like totally out of it. Maybe 20 years ago they were really great, but now is what I'm concerned about. How great are they now? If they let themselves go, I lose respect, because for me, they might have been great, but they didn't maintain it. They didn't take themselves, maintain it and take themselves to a higher level, year after year after year. Alright, to me, I think that's a much higher level of training. Like with all these exercise fads out there, where they guarantee you results in 90 days or whatever. A lot of people could probably work out hard for 90 days knowing that, hey, after this 90-day period, then I could go back to my normal life. I could go back drinking, smoking, and not exercising. 90 days, I'm going to work out as hard as I can every single day, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 2 hours a day, get the body that I always dreamed of getting, and then 90 days to let themselves go. To me, 90 days of hard work, knowing that after that you're just gonna stop. To me, I think it's pointless to do that. I think that you might as well just don't do it. All right. I believe that, when it comes to exercise, when it comes to fitness, when it comes to martial arts training, you need to train not just 90 days or however many days, but for the entirety of your life, from the time that you start until the time that you finish. All right. Which is whatever time that is. So that's what I respect. People that do it because they just enjoy it, they just love it, and they just want to get as good as they can get, and they're not trying to prove to anyone anything. They just do it because they enjoy it. And they just do it as a life. It's just a way of life. And that's kind of what I'm striving to teach to people. All right, so as myself, for an example, I would never set standards of which I cannot achieve myself. If I ever do that, then to me, that's hypocrisy. Okay, and I do not like that. I don't like hypocrites. So I'm not going to be one myself, or try my hardest not to be one myself. So, meaning if I let myself go, I would not be an instructor. I would continue to retrain myself in order for me to get to a certain level of which I feel confident that I deserve to be an instructor. Okay? And that is what I promote for everybody that I teach. All right? I see there's a lot of teachers out there that don't practice what they preach, or don't even do themselves what they're trying to teach somebody else. And I just do not respect that. Okay? I feel that rather than teaching somebody else, they should train themselves, work on themselves before they help somebody else. Meaning, if you want to lend a helping hand to someone else, I feel that you should be able to take care of yourself first before you lend that helping hand to somebody else. So, for example, say somebody is in need of money. Well, you're going to have money yourself in order to lend it to somebody else. Okay? If a mother is not living, or if she's an alcoholic or addicted to drugs, very unhealthy, I would say she should not have a child. It's not good. She doesn't have the capacity to develop a healthy child and raise a healthy child. There needs to be a healthy mother, takes care of herself, cares about her health, and actually wants to help a child and create a child in order to bring a child into this world, in order to develop a healthy child. And that's how I view teachers, instructors to be. They have to be at a higher level, in order to help somebody in the right ways. Okay? So that's how I always view, and I think, I always want people to remember that. All right? I want people to basically be aware, because there's so many people that are teaching out there, a lot of people. And sometimes it's hard to decipher what's real, what's false. But I say, go with your heart, and basically, I say, when it comes to something physical, especially, that is a strong indication of where that person's level is. All right? Because physical is something that you can see. All right? And when it comes to like rankings and all that stuff, black belts and all that stuff, I do not care about no belts. I want to see what the person can do. Okay? That's a better indication of where, what level that person's at. All right, to me. And I want to break all those traditions of the belts and all that. I want to break